What up? So Crystal and I just got back to our apartment because we were really tired. And that lovely cow art display was probably one of my faves at the MoMA, which is the Museum of Modern Art. And this morning we woke up bright and early again, like at 7 a.m. And keep in mind the time difference is different from Texas, so it's early here. We got to split up from the fashion girls, so we went to the D&D building, which is a design building for materials, furniture, fabrics. So it was really nice to see a lot of the more unique and custom pieces, like straight out of like the wholesale versus seeing them in like a retail store. From there, we got to sightsee a little bit on the way, and we saw the Seagram building by Mies van der Rohe and the Lever House by SOM. And I think you all should learn a little bit about the Seagram building. That is like the ultimate model for every skyscraper in just about every location. And the Seagram and the Lever House were the first two skyscrapers to use the curtain wall, which was like super new technology in like the 1950s. After we took dozens of photos at those buildings, we went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was ginormous and beautiful. It had just been cleaned, I guess a few years ago, and so you can see the marble is now like white again. We then headed towards MoMA, and we were there for probably about 2 hours. It was really neat to see a lot of the modern art and to see these buildings because I just got out of art history and history of architecture furniture too, so all these things were really fresh in my mind. I kept pointing at everything and being like, oh, I know what that is, I know what that is, and then I would take a picture of it, and it was just kind of a surreal moment for me. All the time we were at MoMA, we were supposed to eat lunch there, but all of us agreed that the prices were just like too high for some like food that we don't even understand. So we decided to go outside and see what we could find, and there was really nothing on the street that we could find that we thought would be good. So I said, fuck it, I'm getting chicken on a stick, and we all got chicken on a stick. Afterwards, we went to Gensler, which is one of the largest international architecture and design firms. It was really neat that we got to tour their building because they had just moved into it, like, at the end of last year. So we got to see the story behind their collaborative design concept for the layout of their building and the way that they work. The theme of their building was to be like backstage Broadway, so they had a lot of like subtle hints that reflected that. So some like curtains and a disco ball looking fixture and an unfinished ceiling, and a lot of it was really like dark, kind of gritty, to kind of get that feel of backstage and unfinished. We then walked to Material Connection, which is parented under Sandow. Material Connection houses a lot of the innovative and cutting-edge materials for just about all facets of design, including cars, shoes, fabrics, interior design, and architectural materials, and even like fashion upholstery materials. The guy there showed us a lot of the neat things that you could see through the concrete materials, and some of the fabrics had like LED lighting, right? It was LED? Which ones? No, optical lights. And then they were also washable, so you could wear it on your clothes, or how they said wearables, and then it was also washable. But I even have researched into Sandow before because they also house like Interior Design Magazine and Luxe Magazine. And I think it would definitely be like a dream of mine to work for one of those magazines. It'd be so great. We later went with Renee to a store that sells designer items but at more affordable prices. It was cool. We saw some things that we really liked, but Crystal and I just definitely don't want to spend that kind of money. So they had a couch there, and Crystal and I basically fell asleep on it until we realized, like, oh, we can go on a pair and we can go home. So here we are. We're being losers. in New York because we're tired. But we're actually about to go meet up with the rest of our group. I think her and I were just really hungry. But we took the metro by ourselves. I'm still honestly trying to figure out how exactly that works and trying to figure out all the routes. But streetwise, I can definitely navigate, so be your girl. We are on the High Line. After taking the wrong train, like way up north, we made it! We made it with the rest of the group. So the High Line is like a newer part of New York, I guess, where they redid these train tracks and made it into a park. We just got back and it was fun. We definitely decided to go back with the group, and as you can see, we went to High Line. This city truly never sleeps. Just looks like Christmas down there. Merry Chrysler! Hey, in the Chrysler building. For sure, getting the hang of the MTA and just figuring it out by context clues and reading the signs. So we've got a busy day tomorrow. Our instructor had a little boo-boo and said our appointment's at 8:30 instead of 9 o'clock. So that means we've all got to wake up 30 minutes earlier, leave our apartments 30 minutes earlier, and get there on time 30 minutes earlier. Hope you guys enjoy the view. So a little sneak peek, we're going to Ralph Lauren, New York Design Center, and the ballet show tomorrow. So